Alright, so let's logically think about this, folks. It doesn't matter what politician that you see on the national media that talks about how they're fighting against the Fauci email lies and this and that, whether they're Republican, trying to save the GOP, it doesn't matter. They're all in on the same plan. It's one side versus the other side, but what it truly is only as much as a distraction, simply to, keep your attention off of what's most important. I hope you all have enjoyed the videos. I hope you enjoyed the Happy Father's Day episode. Thanks, Major T-Bag, for making that possible for us, since you didn't care about us or the children and the elderly that passed away at the hands of medical malpractice, fraud, money fraud, federal fraud. I told you, you might want to take a look at those executive orders. I told your buddies there that you ain't telling everything to, or they know it, and they think nothing's going to happen to them because everybody's on their side. You got John Bell and you got Billy Nungasser, and y'all got money and attorneys and all this stuff. In the typical world, that might get you a win, I've been buried before in court at the hands of the system, so that doesn't scare me at all. But what should scare you is the fact that there's nowhere to run anymore. There's nowhere to hide. The truth is going to come out. The whole world is going to know everything that you and the rest of your partners have been doing. So, for the simple fact that you know about the parties that happened at G. Glazer's bar during the peak of COVID when we couldn't even go to the store. You know about one city hall letting you in with no issues and the other city hall not doing anything but telling you rubbish and actually violating people's rights. And you see, if you think that the Sheriff Thibodeau didn't tell me he would take care of such situations, he did say that. And if I was a liar, he would have called me out in the meeting. If I'm a liar now, call me out. Didn't I meet with you, sir? Didn't I tell you everything I thought I told you? What was coming? What you can do to help? What you can do to take charge of the situation for the children, the elderly, before they get hurt? And what did you tell me? If your hands got tied, huh? Must be some pretty thick rope. Doesn't matter. We don't need your help. We never needed your help, either of you. Same goes for you, Joffrin. See, I don't forget things, folks. I have forgiven you, but I don't forget things because the person I work for wants you to be held responsible for what you've been doing. You see, that same person held me responsible for my mistakes, and he continuously does that every day. For some reason, you all think that you don't have to do that, or because you work so hard to become the sheriff and the president of the parish, that you wouldn't have any type of those blemishes to worry about. But we both know that's bullshit. And the other part is, you spend money on BLM right here in the parish. You cook food for them. You use children as a means to put the BLM name on the function to provide the tax money for, the event. But when we invited you to a freedom parade, free of charge, with congressmen present, and wonderful people politicians from out of state that really want to make a difference. A really centrifugal meet and greet moment for you and the people who elected you. And what did you do? You didn't even show up, Renee. And you remember what you told me, Jaffe? Jaffe.
You said, "You better keep it quiet down there, bud."
You remember that? When you were standing on the front of the courthouse, and don't act like you didn't, because there's video footage from months back that would show. I walked up to you, shook your hand, which you wouldn't shake my hand because you were afraid of the COVID. And you said you better keep it quiet down there. Keep it quiet during the daytime in a publicly accessible place while we raise awareness of freedom and promote backing the police department. Well, we should always promote and back our police. But there are some rotten apples in the bunch, you better believe it.
Hey, little Joppy?
You see, that foolishness and smiles and charisma and all that don't play games. It doesn't work on me. You see? It don't. And there are those of us that we're going to enjoy this last part, because I told you all, you made a lot of kids suffer. You did. You made a lot of kids suffer right in this parish. It would be different if you could say that you weren't warned. It would be different if you council members and city council members that know that they've gotten emails and text messages directly from me, which are on the internet, on a video to prove that it's there. So you had all that. If you didn't have all that, I can understand at this point going, oh, well, I just didn't know. See, you can't say that. You had everything to do and everything. Theron Smith, a preacher, right? You're a preacher, right? I sent you information that could save your congregation, save your people, save the people of the city you work for. And what do? You tell me you can't meet with me all of a sudden. Then you don't call me back. You don't respond. When people do that kind of stuff, as a pastor, sir, you obviously have something to hide. You really do. Or you're scared. Let's get real. I have nothing to hide. I've told my testimony. Y'all can look at my records anytime you want. And you fools sit there and act as though y'all could possibly play me off as a crazy person or something like that. That would be nice. See, but Dr. Shell already tried that. Here's one for you, Dr. Shell. So, see, when I went in to talk to him like a gentleman on the phone and asked him questions based on factual knowledge, and nowhere in there was I irate, just like I'm talking to you right now, okay? And it resulted in him basically discharging me for behavior problems. So I have behavior problems because I can use my consciousness to ask questions, and when you don't like it, because let's get real, you pissed around my whole life and lied in my face all along. And you know what you did when it came to my niece, and you know what you did when it came to my sister and my mom. And thank God that the Lord woke me up and allowed me to become a member of the Payne's Angels, be recruited, and work behind the scenes for the last almost 3 years. Because if that wouldn't have happened, if the Lord's very mercy upon my life for the love of my elderly mother, you would have stabbed her with it, and she would have died or gotten sick, like you're stabbing everybody else with it. See, I hear people say that all the time about folks. Oh, well, he's such a nice man. He's such a good man. They say that about Major Teabag, too.
He's such a good man. He goes to work every day, and he plots his cows. He pays his bills. He has nice brand new trucks. I mean, you're nothing. You have tattoos, and you made all these mistakes, and you don't even have a house to live in. Gee, by golly, you're worthless. In today's flesh, the world, you, Shane, are worthless.
Well, I hope that y'all are laughing and having fun, because
I don't care.
the funny part is you all are stuck in the world by the propositions you have been brought into to carry out the work that you're doing. All 3 of you. 4 of you. And more. If I didn't list anybody, you can just use this video as the same. The bottom line is, pretty soon, it's not going to matter whether the truth and the information comes to your desk or comes to a local council meeting, and whether you can protect blocking it from the rest of the public hearing it or not. See, what's really going to happen is when everybody wakes up to the fact that you, Dr. Rochelle, have lied to your nursing staff, have lied to your patients. I mean, lied, clearly. You stated in the paper that they were 100% approved by the FDA. No, they're not. They were never approved, only for emergency use. And that came with what? A non-correlated study of any kind. And I'm pretty sure you're excited about jabbing them 12-year-olds too, huh? Do you tell your patients that the paper they're signing basically states that you have no liability, the manufacturer has no liability, the hospital has no liability, no one has liability? I bet you don't. What do you say, Dr. Rochelle? You say,
Hey, look at me, pretty boy, in my little garbage can dressed up white jacket. Hey, bud, you can trust me. I've been doing this a long time. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's 100% safe and highly recommended.
yeah. Well, that little catchphrase isn't going to work when all these people show up at your damn fucking office and they ask the hell, why is my fucking mom dead? Why is my daughter dead? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And you knew all about it. And then you're not going to have anywhere to go. And then you're going to shut your office down. You're going to stay home because you're going to be scared that people are going to harm you, because you will be found as what? A genocidal murderer. That's what you really are, Mr. 322 from Tulane University. You don't think, I mean, come on, dude. You thought you were playing with God's
Less likely chosen?
No, I don't think so, bud. God chooses who he does for a reason. Mr. Freemason. The bottom line is, no, that goes for you too, Thibodeau. Take that blue line flag down behind your pictures, and I better not catch a crew